Hello, Capricorn. This is Joy with Joy to the World, here to take an intuitive look at the energy going on around you. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. And if nobody's told you, I want to tell you I love you. You're great. You're awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for coming through whatever you've come through and overcoming and still showing love and hope and faith in this life that you're living, okay? So let's see what's going on. Up at the top here, this one came in upside down. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I'll show it to you this way. It's beautiful. It says downtime is necessary. All right. So let's step into, let me peek through my magic table here. This is the Oracle of Mystical Moments. And this is number tiny one, Tiny Triumphs. Wow. Did a lot of shuffling and that came out in one of my previous reads. So here you hold the power of spirit in your hand. You are speaking to the spirit. You have a direct connection. That's what I'm clearly seeing. Make time for that conversation. Speak your mind. Spirit is listening into what you have to say, your perspective. One thing about being the sea goat is the breadth, the depth to which you can go. The highest heights of the highest mountain peak down to the deepest depths of the ocean, right? And it's easy, it's innate, it's natural, but take time to check in with your spirit. Take time to replenish here. Take time to share with your spirit, okay, and your guides, and receive insight and input, but also be able to pour out into them what you see, what you hear, what you feel, but also personal desires. Take time to connect here. And also take time to connect with those you love, to share your feelings there. I know it's not easy. I know we sometimes sound like we're sharing because I have a Capricorn sun and my Mercury is also there. So communicating as a Capricorn, we might say a lot, especially in my case, but I might not tell you much of anything. There's a lot going on beneath the surface that is in the details, that is in what I've seen, and that often takes time and involvement to become the bigger picture. So I wouldn't want to bore people or either blow their mind, one or the other. But in this case, you have at least one trusted loved one that you can show your whole self to, okay? And they know who you are. They know who you are with or without the garb on. Dress it up, dress it down. They love you just the way you are, okay? So that's a form of decompressing, that downtime that's necessary, is processing through, being able to talk it out and share with another human being and with your spirit. So under here we have number 18, the moon. This, I don't see it quite as much as anything emotional. I see it as your next form of processing occurs while you sleep. Make sure you get enough sleep, and not clock-based type sleep. You could sit there and designate X number of hours, but really the message that I'm getting through this is to be in tune with your moon, to get enough sleep in accordance to what you have coming up or what you've just gone through. You know, a greater challenge deserves a greater recovery, and to be thoughtful of that, just like you would with exercise. How you respond accordingly as to what you put out, as to how you put back in, will do the same with mental challenges that you come across with your work as well. It doesn't so much take a toll on you, but it is an expenditure. So just like you would handle your books and your balances of finances, see your energy as a form of currency, as a form of finance, and balance those books as well, okay? So let's step down to the bottom here, 17. Look at this card. This is the Oracle Visions by Ciro Marchetti. So I'm seeing it, make time for playtime. Keep yourself balanced. Whatever it is that tickles your fancy, you know, inspires you, gets you moving. Balance out some of this serious energy, some of this depth, with a little bit of breadth, a little bit of spreading out, adventuring, travel, new experiences. I'm seeing that travel got kind of sticky when I said that. It's like, what are you talking about? But I see it telling you to see the world like a new chick, like you're freshly hatched, like you just came out and you're looking around with new eyes. Look around with new eyes. Try some new experiences for play. Okay, here, maybe with that loved one that you have, maybe do something that they would love to do. Maybe let them choose where you go to eat, or to drive the car and head up the adventure. But this will bring power to your prosperity. So dare I goad you in like that? It will empower your prosperity. This will keep your wheel turning. A lot of the depictions of Wheel of Fortune is two creatures on there. And the way my spirits have taught me is work and play, work and play, work and play for another day. It keeps the wheel turning. It keeps the joints flexible. It keeps life lubed up and ready to go. So, but they're especially urging you on here to try something new. Okay? Now, in our next row we've got going on, it says dispel fears. Take a look. Now, mind you, it's sitting like this. So, let's take a look. Let me see. These are certain worries that you have. That's the kind of fear. So, fear will appear. I do know that. So these are worries. They're kind of like things that you keep beneath the surface that, you know, you're working towards. You could be hoping that would happen. But here it's almost an imbalance that there's too much thinking going on. So that's why it's tipping the scale into worry. And it's being sent out as a bigger message. It's being sent out to your spirits and your guides. Okay? And so they're getting that message, and that's how it's being programmed, and it's getting out of balance, and that's why I think they're commending you to play here, and also to try something new, because that'll help discharge some of that excess that's going on. This is, I'm seeing, secondary to not having had enough rest, recuperation, because when we go to sleep, more than just, you know, physiological responses of processing what we've eaten, you know, healing the body, that type of thing. It also has to do with like the mind. You know, when your phone wants to update, it's time that your body can update itself and really balance out those energies and smooth out the creation. Like take the frosting and spread it across the whole cake. Okay, so that every bite is delicious, every bite is as you're intending, that the whole recipe comes to fruition the way you saw it. That's what I see going on here. So don't tax your mind with this. It's not so much seeing it like that, and you've done the doing, you've done the seeing in your mind. Now they're saying let nature take its course. You know, just like you find something to do while the muffins are in the oven, you don't stand there staring at the oven saying, please be muffins, please be muffins, come out the way I wanted. No, you move on with good hopes, and you find something to do to entertain yourself, to play in the meantime. All right, watch pot never boils. So here under dispelling fears, or in your case, dissolving worry, we have got the 10 flower spirit. Wow, this is wild. This is like Sagittarius, and these have been hyper shuffled. Just in the last reading, I did the shuffling and all on camera, and I think it's just not the best use of your time being here, because these are fairly in-depth messages. So it's very interesting that this is coming out too. Different places, and of course totally different regions that we're dealing with here. But so you might want to check that one out for some, if you're still having kind of like, you know, something moving about inside of you, seeking some satisfaction, like some curiosity. You might check out the Sagittarius read. 10 is the flower spirit. But as we see, it's respite. We see her resting. She's got her little wings, but yet she's clinging to this flower. She's clinging to this orchid. Orchid, okay, is feminine. It can be beauty. It can be yin. So feminine beauty is taking time to relax, taking time of ease. Okay. So the hardest work that you can do, Cappy, is get some rest. Not just the sleep. To ease, to lounge, to laze about, to do some of those things that seem superfluous or frivolous. Maybe, well, maybe you could compound things, like go take a gentle walk and do it at the beach or out on a nature trail. Don't take your power walk. Don't sit there and watch the time. Make sure you schedule in enough time to sit on that bench and reflect under the beautiful oak tree. Or, you know, you go and you take your blanket out to the park and you spread it out with a good book and you lay and you watch the clouds, read your book some, and watch other people run about playing, you know, kicking the soccer ball and doing all that. So you're still about in the hub and the buzz of life, but in a more yin form. Okay? So this row is really talking about some things where overactivity is working against you, and this is sort of the medicine of how to offset that, how to bring the account to balance. So here we have the Star. Yes, it gets you reconnected. And see, it's a live wire. It's this kind of this one's very Ben Franklin. It's like tying the key to the kite to bring it down to you. Very Emperor-like. How interesting. The Star meets the Emperor. Using your intelligence to bring things to you. Intelligence doesn't overwork. It takes its knowing and it rests in it. So it's just like those muffins. You did the recipe to the best of your ability. You used quality ingredients. You followed the recipe, the instructions, and you got it together. That's using your intelligence. You set your timer. Now relax. Now sit back. Now let your mind be at ease. Put it in kind of like do not disturb mode. Let it rest where there's not really information working in the mind. It's talking about that intellect, bringing it to you. So in do not disturb, the thing is the information still comes. It's just not alerting you. It's not pinging. It's not binging. It's not ringing. It's not buzzing. But it's there waiting for when you toggle that switch back the other direction. So just give yourself that little break, some prescribed breaks. Okay, take a break. Under this, we have number 18. There are two of you here. I see the mobile. That's what's really drawing my attention. Hold on a second while I examine it. There's something in the background. So there are things going on behind the scenes. But the message is to trust. It's because I don't see you even concerned with it. You're aware of it, but again, kind of dim down that awareness. Put on the do not disturb so that way it's not pinging and binging you. So that you can rest and reconnect here. Loved ones, people in your family, spend some time doing that. Make that the priority. Again, it's that time lazing about, mindless, aimless, words that could trigger you, right? But that mobile, the way it moves about, what it's doing to the mind of that baby is it's forming light years beyond what any active work could do. It's moving the intellect, and it's allowing the intellect to move you. Okay. And that's gonna, I see here, it's a butterfly mask, and that's kind of a scientific thing that I know about. It's gonna begin to release your tension. Some of you need that physical cuddle time. You need that physical touch, that human touch, that connective time to really merge your energies. Not with that person, but like that external is reflective of your own energies merging within. Interesting. But that physical touch, that physical connection, skin on skin, that just the softness of humanity, you know, expression that goes beyond words, caring, compassionate, which I was wondering why these two cards wanted to come out over here, because I haven't been doing this deck or doing accessory decks over here for the other reads, but it's the Two of Water and the One of Water, so we have the sacred cord and the open channel. And to me, the aces really trump the kings, the face cards. It's just like playing cards. So to me, it's the other way. The One of Cups and the Two of Cups being here is really about being open to love, being open to that bond and that connection for you. It is intimate relationship, people. This is not friend. This is not that sort of thing. If it were, I would say so. But in this case, it's like, that's not me, y'all. This is like a make sure they know. So in case you can't see the energy working right here, it's like make sure they know this is an intimate relationship. This is not a friend thing. This is not keeping that safe friend zone or friends with benefits or anything like that. It is literally open up your cup to letting this love, this relationship, this connection come in. Because here in itself, I'm not hearing this isn't your cup being filled. This is the relationship cup. It's what happens, because here the relationship, there are two cups. This is you and that's them, or vice versa, or whatever. This is the third cup coming up in between. Okay, it's something all in and of itself, its own entity, its own being. Just like two people can have a child, that child is its own being. It's not, a merging of the two parents. In this case, it has its own life force. It has its own identity. That's what that relationship is going to bring, is some stability for you. And it's not just any relationship. It is this relationship that relieves your tension, that brings you into balance. It's someone who knows to reach over and take hold of your hand, or they rub you on the arm when they pass you by, or maybe you're in there, all serious in your focus in the kitchen, like doing the dishes or doing the recipe, and they just wrap their hands around your waist and lean over your shoulder and look, and maybe kiss you on the cheek, or maybe they say, man, that's going to be great, thank you. Anything like that, it brings on a whole new level. Okay, so you're showing me the sea goat, that mountain, the highest heights, that the sea goat, the deepest depths. This is a third energy all in of its own. Wow. So I don't see any perplexion. I actually don't even see the worry, even though it's beneath that. It's like this is what is shooting up and wanting to come forward to dispel the fears. It's like you had too much time on your own to just overwork your mind. That you need that human touch, that human connection, that thing that brings it all together, that gives it meaning, that, a soft pillow to lay your head on at night. It's those things, it's stuff that brings comfort. Okay? So next row, we have sweet delights. Well, that definitely looks like that relationship to me. But again, it's upside down, so we can see what's coming in here is what it seems to be indicating. Oh yeah, even more so. Because look at her. She's so far above the heavens. This is very Capricorn, isn't it? And fishing down with her braid, almost like someone come rescue me from how high I've gone. Is there anyone out there? Is there anyone down there? Like up above the heavens, fishing down. And it's been a long time coming. But meanwhile, heaven itself has come to you and it says, hey, it's time. It's time. And you have the way to get down there, because you have the way to get up there. The answer's in your heart. I see it. It's all right here. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to enjoy and to join life. Got it. All right. Beneath her, we have the Queen of Swords. So I see the spirit, the wind facilitating this. You, in this sense, to me, are, on the water, on the clouds. It's like she's on a boat being moved forward. So whether it's in the clouds, this could be very Aquarian in the sense, because to me, aqua is both air and water. And you're being moved forward, being moved along, and your sword, your mind is the rudder. That's the thing here. Give yourself permission. Be mindful. And you're going forward, and she's watching and considering. It's like we say, it's not just any person. It's not just any relationship. It's not a friends with benefits, a hookup. It is a real, genuine relationship by two people who are investing and believing in making a difference in the life of one another, and not by controlling or dominating or even contributing to that person. It is the identity of the relationship itself. Use that heart knowing, use that intelligence, that guidance that's driving you onward. Now, do see you keeping your heart. It's still slightly barricaded and a little bit safe. Look down here. Can you see that bowl? It's locked in the cage down there, down below. But you are definitely moving, so that's a start. So we're going to celebrate that, right? You're moving in the right direction. Okay, underneath this, we have number 43. What I see here is the little concern going on of that heart being guarded is you're afraid what they'll see when they see you. Because you know people have this lofty ideal of who you are, and it's not necessarily a projection. I mean, these are photos, these are images that others have taken of you, but you see yourself and you know who you are. You know the role that you've played as the Cappy, that it seems like you're great and can do these magnificent things, and often people kind of put you on that pedestal whether you want it or not. They'll put you in that kind of hierarchy, that type of thing, and it sort of dresses you up, and you're like, well, what would happen if somebody really knows me, if they really know who I am? And what I would say to that is, don't worry. These cards are sitting just to the side of it. They're coming before it. In both of them, you're naked. In this one, even though it's a child, it's depicted the innocence of the relationship. And that's what I was talking about, hand-holding. It's not that it won't lead to anything else, but it's that all day, every day intimacy and touch that people can communicate to one another. The gentle gestures of humanity, of loving kindness being there. That is what is coming even before this. So we're going to blow the dust off of that fear. Okay? And we're going to tell you to just relish in the sweet delights that this person who's drawn to you, that you're drawn towards, they see through all that. They know through all that. They know that's not an image you're creating or projecting. As a matter of fact, they may not even see that at all. They may actually just see this, the one that's over here. They may even see a little bit of themselves in you. You're the one they've been dreaming of. That's what I see clearly. It's all covered in dreams. It's like the one, this is someone who doesn't step in a relationship easily. Neither do you. This is someone who's been dreaming of the qualities that you, I say inhabit, the qualities that inhabit you. They've been dreaming of that since they were a child, and they knew they haven't come across it. And so they've just kept busy with other things themselves as well. And so when they see you, it's like they saw passing through all that, and they saw themselves, meaning something that they have been carrying within them for so long, of believing that there could be that innocent intimacy, that longevity of relationship, that thing that could go the distance, that's not just hot and flashy or, elite and overdone, that is the genuine real deal. It's the real deal. That does make a sweet delight, doesn't it? Okay, and on this final row, we have dreams come true. Okay. Although it is sitting like this. So in this card is definitely about the impossible becoming possible. And that might be stirring up, kind of like the bowl, the hidden, tucked away feelings. It's kind of stirring up. It's like, how could this be? How can this happen? It's already been so long. There aren't other people like me. Yes, there are. Yes, there are. And we didn't call for this. This is what woke up. I meditate on these. I pray for these before I even begin, that the message come true and clear, and it come exactly as it is. That without me adding anything to it, just reading everything simply as it's here. Going through the energy of these revelations with you, to put any medicine on them, to shine any light on them that should be shed. Because these are just hallmarks and road signs. This is knowledge and information for you to apply in your own life, how it works for and with you, through your own spirit, through your own knowing, through your own guidance, okay? So in a sense, trust yourself. So right here, making the possible, well, first off, it says 23, it's the gift. This is something that's destined for you. And so what I hear, they say, I know that's impossible for you to believe. I know evidence has shown you otherwise. I know time and distance has been giving you different proof. But they say, nix that, X that. It's almost like, you were in the wrong place. Come back down to earth. Give yourself permission to enjoy, to play. And as you begin to activate those parts of yourself, the new parts of your mind, and begin to live life and have the meaning along with the purpose, along with the work, to have that relaxation, that the gift comes, that you're able to see it, it's able to be known, and it is for you, that this relationship is for you. It's always been intended, okay? And this one came with a clarifier, so we'll check that out in a moment. Underneath that is the Page of Pentacles. Says this one matches your flavor. I hear behind it, it's been in your heart of hearts, but you're also protecting your heart of hearts, not knowing that this is the one you don't have to protect your heart from. It's someone, it's someone who just gets you. That's why it's not all verbal. It's these actions of affection. It's the demonstration of love, because words can sometimes be empty, right? And they can be well-meaning, but that in and of itself doesn't satisfy the heart of a Capricorn. Matter of fact, it can cause it to become guarded, protected, closed up. But in this case, you see you're standing on it. In a sense, under that shoe, it is like a it's almost like a blade of an ice skate or an eagle's claw. It's like maintain your balance. And again, it says, okay, maintain your balance, keep that playful heart, keep it innocent, keep it light. When you start to feel that heaviness, that worrisomeness, give it a chance. Don't give the worry a chance. Give the person a chance, okay? And just notice when that heaviness comes in, did anything just happen to trigger it? And if it did, was it innocent? And if it was innocent and it's not meaning that at all, then that's just a hyperactivity of this guardedness, okay, of the Capricorn nature. Just simply of not being used to having people that could go the distance, right? And since your work is very important to you, it's important not to, you don't want to drag people in or bring people along who can't keep up with that, or who you would only disappoint because of your breadth, your depth, your nature. Okay, that's why it's kind of a defense mechanism. It's just sort of some programming. But, oh, okay, so here's a clarifier. Do you want to know? Do you want to know? Hello? Now, here's the funny part about it. I don't ever set out to do love readings because there are so many people out there who do it and who do it quite well. My gift is the gift of energy, the magic of medicine, of following along with you through the energetic journey and the revelations, and putting things in perspective so that you're able to put your best foot forward. You take this information and apply it so that you have the success, so that you have the fulfillment, the satisfaction, your dreams and your desires coming forward, blessing our world, making it a more awesome, better place, because only you are you. And that's what we desire to see. And that's what our world is longing for. Not just the world, the people, but life itself and me as well. That's why it's called Joy to the World. That's why I do this. I see this as an investment into joy. I don't, not just joy here, all our joy. But so anyways, it's the Ten of Pentacles. And for you, this is the Ten of Cups. It is the Tree of Life. It's that thing that this intimacy has fostered. It's fostered fruit. It has fostered dreams beyond, desires fulfilled beyond what you could dream. And it's filled with joy and laughter and the innocence of children. I mean, that's the beauty of it. It's taking you to a place that you didn't think was possible, simply because you didn't know this person coming in was a gift. It's someone who does get you, and that your work isn't diminished in their eyes, that you're not going to disappoint them because of that. They get that because they get you. They've dreamt of you since they were just tiny as could be. They knew that they weren't looking for a person to have a relationship with. They were looking for their person. So glad that one came with that piggyback clarify. I mean, it is something, because y'all, my nose is itching like crazy, and this is coming up because it's on the potential side. So I hear seasons change. This is number 15. Seasons change. Give me a second with that, because okay. So even though this card's very dark and it's saying other things, the season that's changing, that's coming in, is we have summer. Okay? This is definitely summer because the roses highlight here. And that's what, roses are indicative of summertime. So, get ready. What is that? Just days away? I mean, this is coming up, if it's not almost already by the time you see this, okay? And now we're just going to take a quick peek at the bottoms of the deck, and then also a 5th card came out on these guys. So, let's see what it is. Turning truth. That's what we have. And it's funny because it's turned to where the roses are at the top. How interesting. We've got Lorelei. And this is kind of like a fish out of water, trading places, seeking that stability. There's still like a little bit of questioning in your eyes, and that's okay. Like I said, these are not promises being made to you. This is not me trying to move you emotionally or to get you to sign a deal or anything like that. This is information for you to sit with in your private reflection, in your spirit, in your guides, to lead you and guide you and move you through how this is working for you. It's okay to be cautious, to keep some awareness in your head about you. That's fantastic, and that's good news to see here. But I do see a look of consideration. It's not totally set one way or the other. And we want life to show this to you anyway. We don't want this to be a pipe dream and mere words. Remember, actions of love, real demonstrations, the real, the pinnacle. This is your 10 of Cups, the real deal, right? So that's my hope for you. And we had the Queen there, and now here we have the King. Sitting on that mountaintop, considering. That's a good place to go, Cappy. Go to that mountaintop. Look at all these various guides you have with you, sitting with your spirit, really allowing the time to reflect. And the sword is there at the ready to know what to deflect, because your mind knows best. Your heart knows best. You've got your guides there with you. Okay? You've got that information coming in, these wires, these lines, carrying it across to you. And my hope is that no mind games, that just come clear and true, and that 45. You give yourself permission for your dreams to come true. The irony is, with all this going on in the card, all I really see is right up here. It's the moon and the stars. It's that nighttime. It's your dreams. It's your quiet reflection. It's giving it that time to show itself with you, to sit with yourself and to reflect on what your dreams and desires have been since childhood. Kind of that inner inkling and that knowing as to why this heart was so protected and guarded down there. Okay? So anyways, it was funny because I don't do reversals, but this was definitely reversed, and I peeked at the bottom of my deck saying, hey, wait, is my deck upside down? It was like, nope, just this card, and it's the gray squirrel. You see that knowing? So it's on all levels, mind, body, and soul. It's, you know, your intuition. It's your instinct, your gut instinct. It's your intellect, okay? That's what you have here. It all aligning. That's when you'll know. That's what you know is your truth. But it's coming in upside down. It says find new ways of solving problems. So this time it's kind of hinting at a hangman moment. Take time to ponder and consider. So maybe that's all this was here, is to provoke a little pondering, a little considering of a topic that often, you know, sits off in the side chair somewhere as if it's like for everybody else. But now it's coming to sit down beside you and say, hey, would you consider this? Would you consider this? And that's from yourself to yourself. So anyways, this was exciting to walk through with you. It sounds very familiar. I can relate to some of this energy going on here, and I will have to listen to this myself and play it back as well, because when the message is coming through, I'm the giver, not the recipient. So I'm going to sit on the same side of this lens as you guys are and receive this message for myself. So here's the pondering. Here's the possibility. Anyways, this is Joy saying to my caps, I love you. Bye for now.